following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody. Happy Main Street Menu Monday. It is going to be so much fun today. We're going to do, greens are so good for us. Collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, they all good. All greens are good, whether it's the salad form or whatever. We don't ever get enough green. We never get enough green. And I know there are a lot of people who I posted today and over the weekend about a refrigerator truck that was a government issued. It was a whole load of romaine lettuce. They're still in town. And today here on Menu Monday, if you have a food bank or you have a group that is looking, maybe you have either a food bank for humans, because this is all human grade, fresh, beautiful, it's been in the cooler. It is absolutely stunning. Romaine lettuce is so expensive. If you have a group that needs it, you private message me on my Devon O'Day page. Just private message me there, because I'll know I will get it, because I might miss it otherwise. And I want to make sure that this is going to a food bank or to a farm where animals can enjoy it, because we just don't want it to spoil. That's the deal. And I always say that God sometimes sends manna, and we got to use it or lose it. Hey, we got a really big week. The Williamson County Fair opens this week on August 5th. And it's an all-American fair. They have got the Zappo Circus will be there. They have got fantastic music and the rides. This is one of the cleanest fairs I've ever been to. The Midway is just wonderful. The food is yummy. So WilliamsonCountyFair.org is how you get your tickets. You can get them ahead of time, and you don't have to worry about waiting in line to get tickets or anything like that. And don't forget, clear bag policy. Now, what is a clear bag policy? It means if you have a purse and you got a big old bag with all your stuff in it, well, guess what? You're going to have to walk back to the car, because they're not going to let you come in with it. So clear bag policy, this is the security of everybody. So let's just all participate and make it all fun. You can take a clear bag, and they make them now. You can find them all over, from clear backpacks to clear purses to clear, because everybody's doing clear bags now in big group events. Hey, Mackie Kaler's got some big announcements to make. If you're in Murray County area, you can go see Mackie Kaler. It's a free show, but there are a lot of big announcements. If you're in Murray County, you really want to go for this. It's at Puckett's, downtown Columbia. And Mackie Kaler and his Swanky South players are going to be there, and they are a fantastic show. Cannot say enough good things about him. His daughter is getting married and had her bridal shower over the weekend, and he had the sweetest post. He said he was kind of secluded off to himself, being the dad and not showing up. And she said, "Daddy, come see me open my presents." It made me tear up, because I love a good dad story. I had a perfect one. So I love when girl dads are there for their daughters like that. Don't forget, we've got all sorts of holiday markets. If you have wares to sell, the best place to do it is find a local market. If you're in the Murray County area, speaking of, Thompson Station's Holiday Market is Saturday, December 3rd at Homestead Manor. And you can actually find out a little bit more about that just by going to their Facebook page. They got the Nanner Pudding Festival coming up this fall, and next weekend in Smyrna, the Depot Barbecue Fest is Saturday, August 13th. And that's a lot of the stuff that's going on. If you've got an event and I haven't talked about it, let me know about it. We try to let people know about all sorts of wonderful things. Speaking of wonderful things, I went to Springfield on Friday, and it was absolutely fantastic. The Main Street Awards, with a bunch of people that I know getting awards, including my friends from Open Door Pregnancy Center. You can go to my Facebook page and see my little comments, but the Open Door Pregnancy Center is doing some amazing things for women, girls who are pregnant, and they want some actual choices. They want some actual options. Anything from if you need formula to baby diapers to learning about family. But here's the thing. Their whole goal is to reunite families. So it's not just the girl that is involved, the young lady that is involved. It's not just the baby that's involved. It's also the dad, bringing those families together and teaching parenting. What they're doing is incredible. If you want to get behind a really great organization, first in prayer, second in making some donations. I mean, who doesn't want to buy some cute little old baby clothes sometimes? Every now and then, even people like me who don't have kids or grandkids or even nieces and nephews. I love shopping for baby stuff. So if you're like me and you like to do that, maybe you can put them on your list. They do have a wish list at Amazon. Open Door Pregnancy Center, Springfield, Tennessee. You can go to their website and go to get their wish list. Okay, let's move on because we got some cool things, including what's coming up, World Orphans Day. Do you know what that is?
Did you know that over 60 million orphans live in our world today? And 1.5 billion children are without shoes. Many of them have disease that can be prevented just by providing them shoes. We hear stories every time of kids, of people living in wars and disasters. We typically forget that there are many people left in the aftermath of these catastrophes. What if we had a world where there are zero shoeless children, where orphans have homes and food and are protected and the opportunity to go to school by having shoes? With the help of many organizations, we're helping to make this happen, and we'd love to have you join us and help be a part of it. The second Monday of November is World Orphan Day. Would you partner with us not only by helping us create awareness, but help us be the change the world is looking for?
We got to talk to our local division of the starsfoundation.net, and I want you to go to them and find out a little bit about how you can get involved in World Orphans Day. You know, greens, it is Menu Monday, and we love recipes, and Chef Richard out at Door Gourmet is one of my favorites because he's the only person I know that has ever made a grilled strawberry donut sandwich. Doesn't that sound, it's like, what? Oh, you can find it on their YouTube channel. It is so good. But now I want to find out if you're going into the fall, you know that now is the time to plant your greens. And when the greens start coming in, they just go like crazy. I mean, going into the fall, winter, greens, and they're so good for you, but they can be really boring. Well, they're not to me because I just like plain greens with some bacon, and we'll put a little pepper vinegar in there, pepper sauce as we call it back in Louisiana. And it is so good with some cornbread. Oh, slap your mama good. Maybe some beans on the side. But there's a new way, and curried coconut collard greens. I had never heard of anything that we could do like that. But Chef Richard, Door Gourmet, has our Menu Monday all figured out. And if you've got some coconut milk, if you like curry, if you like those things, instead of going to a restaurant, let's see if we can do it in our own kitchens during green season.
So for my second dish, Lindsay, I've gone to the Southeast Asia, and I've got inspired by an Indonesian curry and coconut milk. And I've sauteed collard greens in little oil and the onion and curry paste. And then I've added, some mirin and then the coconut milk. Just for about 8 minutes, I closed the lid and just allowed that to steam. So about 10 minutes all said and done for cooking that. So that's the greens part of it. With the grains, I've chosen quinoa, and then I've taken the soaked chickpeas or the canned chickpea. I've cooked them If they were just dry and then I soak them, if they're canned, I'll just drain them, and they're already cooked, of course. And what I do is I roast them in the oven with a little bit of rosemary and sea salt. And so I'm combining that into the quinoa, and to that I'm going to add some dried fruit. Here I've got some candied ginger and some dried sultanas or raisins. You could use other dried fruit like craisins or currants as well. I'm going to drizzle that with a little bit of olive oil. Once again, it's about a third of a cup portion per serving, and then I'm going to plate that for each serving with the delicious roasted flavor, the sweet flavors of the dried fruit, and then here I have a delicious, creamy, rich, and unctuous coconut curry braised collard greens. And I can't tell you how delicious this meal is, with so much nutrition and a decent amount of fat from the coconut milk and the chickpeas, but really, really delicious. And I'm just going to finish that to amp up the protein and the nutrition with some toasted sliced almonds.
If you don't know how to plant greens, you can check out a lot by going to some of the instructional time out at Door Gourmet. And if you're not on that side of town, check out their YouTube channel. And if you don't have that, every single county has a farm extension, an ag extension service. And what they teach is free, and they can help you with what time and when to plant it. And make sure you have your almanac, because I will tell you, my grandmother swore by it, and so I do too. Almanac is handed down, so check it out. Let's see who's watching today. Oh, JB, it's so good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Hey, put that in the comments what you're working on. He's an actor, and well, he's more than an actor. He's a host. He's doing so much, and so Johnny Vanoker, check him out. Leslie, good to have you today. If you are watching us somewhere, make sure it's FSS. Follow, subscribe, and share. Double S, like Bill Anderson would say. Well, in our day-to-day, we have people that help us bring you these programs, and they're people in your neighborhood doing great things. If you missed last Thursday's show, you might have missed an incredible interview with Josh from Brooks Healing Center in Normandy, Tennessee. I want you to take a look. Make note of this, because you never know when someone in your family needs just a little extra care.
Healing from substance abuse can be a lonely journey, but you don't have to do it all on your own. At Brooks Healing Center, you matter. We're here to lend you love, support, and acceptance on your journey to find yourself again. With medical detox, residential, and partial hospitalization program levels of care, we help you overcome addiction, trauma, and adverse childhood experiences through personalized healing journeys. Our seasoned team of heart-centered staff is here for you with support, compassion, and hope. At Brooks Healing Center, we'll love you until you fall in love with everything you are.
My name's Paul Vining. I'm the 4-H educator. So the atmosphere before a show begins is full of anticipation. The kids are really excited. They're working on getting their animal prepared for the show. Parents are trying to track down their kids and make sure that they're working hard to get that animal ready to go. And it's kind of like being in a beehive in a way. Just a lot of people going a lot of different places and getting ready to show. Definitely there's a strong community within 4-H. We rely a lot on volunteers that have children in the program, and also some that don't have children in the program, but very much a sense of community, working together, pulling together to get them ready for the show. The biggest thing about 4-H It does teach those kids responsibility. Well, I think that having the opportunity to ultimately see them be successful, I think that's very rewarding. Probably my favorite night is the hog show.
Big old thank you to Farm Credit Mid-America. They bring a lot of elements to this show to you. And if you, from anything from a hobby farm, a backyard farm, for getting your supplies for fencing, to a big operation that you want to start, if you need a little help and you need someone who really understands farming and the money that it takes, and you want to go to a place that locally supports 4-H and Future Farmers of America, FFA, they give more scholarships than you could even imagine. Their work is incredible for all those farm girls and farm boys. Get it? I'm going to segue right now into Brady Seals, who's got a single out called Farm Boy.
What's up, Devin?
How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing so good. It's good to see your face.
Good to see you too. I love Farm Boy. I mean, it is a grooving tune.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's my brand new single that I've got out right now. You can check it out on Spotify and a lot of the streaming services. And the last time I checked, thank God that it was over 500,000 streams on Spotify. So, hey, you know, God is good.
Yeah, well, you know what? And the music's good. And it's not country, it's not pop, it's its own thing. And it's one of those kind of things that gets you going. It has this, you know, and I'm gonna tell on myself, you know how Play That Funky Music, White Boy made everybody dance?
Yes.
This song does that.
Yeah.
I find myself just dancing with it.
Yeah, well, the verses are, kind of like a rap kind of thing, and then it goes into, singing and the whole bit. And when we recorded this thing, I recorded this thing years and years ago, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the dudes that was on that recording is Keith Horn, who used to be in Hot Apple Pie with me, right?
Y'all
And
did
his
some
bass
funky
playing
stuff
on-
too, man.
Oh, right.
Oh, it was so funky.
Yes,
I love-
and Keith is just such a funky bass player, one of the best I've ever played with. So I love it. Hopefully everybody else will too,
Well, we're going to play it in just a little bit, but people are going to be able to see several different sides of you at the Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival coming up August 18th through the 21st. Let's
Yes.
talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing in Gatlinburg.
Well, yeah, it's the Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival, and it's just always such a wonderful event. I'm asked to be a part of a lot of different songwriter festival kind of things or whatever, but this one just, I don't know, it just has this special feeling about it. Everybody is real down home and humble, and everybody just loves to be there in the mountains. I mean, who doesn't love 3 or 4 days in the Smoky Mountains,
Yes.
and the food is good. And if you're a drinker, boy, they got distilleries everywhere. And, so it's just nonstop fun. And for songwriters that really want to know the craft of songwriting, you can sign up for these workshops, and there's people playing all over the place or whatever. And you really, really get a feel of what it's like to be a songwriter here in Nashville or LA, New York, whatever the case may be, so I'm excited about it. I can't wait. Cara, the leader of the whole organization, had asked me to be a part of it again this year. I don't know. I think maybe I've done it 6 years or something, 7 years. And I was like, heck yeah, let's go, And so this year I'm going to bring a full band,
Oh, wow.
which will be the first time that I've done that. Usually it's like acoustic kind of settings there, But I told her, I said, listen, just if you got a little gas money for the boys, we'll just come over there and put on a full show. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, there are things, if you go to GatlinburgSongwriters.com, you can go and sign up for these workshops, but there's some co-write sessions. I know you did one last year. Are you going to do another co-writing session?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can sign up to co-write with me or some other writers that are there, part of the event. and you basically just sit in a room and render, try to come up with something that is cool, and so I'm like I said, I'm excited about it. I always love going there.
You can be a member of Gatlinburg Songwriters, and you get all sorts of special things throughout the year. And it's a really cool organization to be a part of. What I love about this is there are a lot of songwriter things that you go to, and they say you're going to have contact with all these songwriters. I've been to a slew of them, and most of the songwriters go off to themselves, and they're not a part of anything.
Right.
This one, the Gatlinburg Inn, where Rocky Top was written.
Yes.
The Gatlinburg Inn is just this, and something happens. The songwriters finish their sets, and they go and they're in the lobbies, they're on the porches, they're by the swimming pool, they're out playing through after all the shows. And so you're literally just hanging out with and trading guitar licks and trading guitar songs with other songwriters. Might be a Hall of Fame songwriter with a brand new baby.
So true. And I mean, some of the best events that happens during that time is those little lobby kind of gatherings, where 4 or 5 songwriters, get together, and it's like a guitar pool, and they're just rocking and rolling. I'll never forget last year. Will and all those dudes were around there playing fiddles and upright bass and acoustic guitar and banjo, and I'm just like, man, come on, this is what it's really about.
True. There were people who literally they didn't sign up for, they just bought a ticket or and half the shows. Okay, I want to say this real quick. Most of the shows are free.
Yeah.
Most of the shows are free, so that's the cool part. But even the ticket events, the people who showed up, they always take their instruments, and they might even be songwriters. But I mean, these mountain folks were pulling out their mandolins and stuff, and it was absolutely a kick.
Yeah, and it's killer because you'd never know who's going to be at the shows too, right? So like if it's my show, I'm sure that all of my songwriter friends will be there to support me too. So there's just like cool stuff happening all over the place, and so I would really recommend, if you're a new songwriter out there and you're kind of just wanting to put your toes in the water, this is the place to come and put your toes in the water for sure. It's just a really cool joint,
And anywhere that they've got music up there is probably one of the venues for the festival. So you can go to the listening room. You can go to Old Smoky. You can go to Old Red. All those places are going to have, if there's a stage, there's going to be a songwriter on it.
That's right. That's so true.
Even Dollywood. You can go in and see great shows at Dollywood. So I do want everybody to check it out. But before we get out of here, you have a book that I want everybody to know about. Can you tell people about your book? Because I'm a biography freak. That's like what I read more than anything. And I listen to it on Audible as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's called God Bless Texas and Me Too. I wrote it, I guess I put it out last year. And in 2017, you know this, Devin, but in 2017, I went through a horrendous divorce, and I'm a Christian dude, and it was not something that I wanted. I just did not want to get divorced, and I tried everything in my power to make it happen, but it just didn't, But when all that happened, if you've ever gone through something like that, it's very, very much like grief, when you lose somebody
that you love,
and it was extremely tough on me that, I have a little boy, and it was hard on him too. And boy, it was just tough. And I just went through this dark night of the soul again. I've gone through several of those in my life. But when I went through that, I was doing a lot of reading, and I was reading some books by Max Lucado, and he's an exceptionally great Christian writer. He's got great plays on words and stuff. And as a songwriter, I'm like, oh man, that's good stuff right there. So when I was reading those books, it was helping me so much. I was like, man, and I thought, I've done so many things in my life and been blessed with so many things, but I always tried to put my dreams, my like all of my goals in front of God, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? It's time to recognize Him, because if it weren't for Him, then I wouldn't be me, you know?
Mhm.
And I just felt like that it was a time for me to be able to write something, maybe help somebody who was going through a struggle, whether it be losing somebody, being sick, Lord knows, addiction, whatever the case may be. I've gone through panic attacks and anxiety and stuff in my life, and I just thought, just if I help one person, you know,
Mhm.
and I also thought, look, if I only sell 10 books and and my son is able to hear my story, you know, and have that, if something were
Yeah.
to ever happen to me, it would be worth it. So hopefully it'll help somebody out there. You can get it on Amazon.com.
I I appreciate you being so open about that, because I don't think our world thinks of divorce with the gravity it holds. And say, well, if something doesn't work, we can just get a divorce. And I remember talking to you right after that. We were backstage
Yep.
at Third and
Third and
Lindsley,
Lindsley. That's right.
and you were so hurt and so broken. And so to see you come through it on the other side, they say that the best way to help people is faith, hope, and experience.
Amen.
And you
Amen.
shared this, and God bless you for writing this, because, and especially, and I think we talk about divorce being hard on the women in the relationship, but there's not a lot said about how hard it is on men. And I know firsthand, because I've got a lot of friends
Yeah.
who've gone through a divorce, and no matter who's at fault, no matter what
Right.
reason, the bottom line is it hurts and it's painful and it's hard. And you giving the male perspective is just, it's really important, because you're
Thank
not
you.
shrugging it off as, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know how anybody that truly loves someone can do that. I just
Mhm.
don't know. I mean, when I love wholeheartedly, you know. Whenever I do anything, I try to put my whole heart into it, you know, and it's extremely disappointing, and it changes your life, and it disrupts things, and people that you used to hang out with, you're not hanging out with anymore because they're hanging out with the other team and all this. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's this horrible thing. But the worst part of it, and
Mhm.
Devin, you said it, and I really honestly believe that this nation, this world,
Mhm.
needs to put a microscope on divorce more. I
Mhm.
really honestly believe that it is one of the main reasons why our society has such emotional distress, um, and stress in our lives because of trauma that maybe we
Yeah.
experience as a child, whether it's broken households, whether somebody passes away and it's just a single mother or a single father, whatever it is a major game changer in a child's life. And I
It is.
really honestly believe that we need to do more as a society to figure out a way to keep couples together. 60% get
Are you
divorced. Are you
kidding?
kidding
Mhm.
me? Society needs to be better than that. We're better than that, you know? And
Mm.
I just feel that you're right. People just kind of it's more than that.
It is more than that. And you speaking up is really important, because there's a guy listening to us right now. I don't know who he is. You don't know who he is. But there's a guy listening right now who says, you know what? I can be better than that. I can choose differently. I can
Yeah.
fight for this. And that's why I love full circle. At the beginning of the show, I talked about my visit on Friday with the Open Door Pregnancy Center, who deals with women and girls who are pregnant. And it might not be an ideal situation, but they don't just deal with the women and the child, they deal with the fathers too, which I think that's all often left out as well. And their whole goal, their biggest goal, is to unite families.
Amen.
And
I love
and
that.
Isn't that beautiful? So
It
thank
is.
you for sharing your message. I
Thank
really
you, Devin,
appreciate
for
that.
bringing it up, for me able to, for me to be able to do that, because I really do believe that it's an important part of life. And hey, listen, if it weren't for love, me being as a songwriter, I'd be out of work. You know what I'm saying? So I got to take that stuff serious.
Well, one of your biggest songs is My Love,
That's right. That's right. There you go. Right.
I mean, you're coming out of the ocean with that mane of hair, and I'm telling you.
I know, looking like Fabio. I tell you, I look back on that stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, please.
Oh, please. We loved it. No,
you.
Brady, and we still do. We still like your mane. We still like your mane. Hey, y'all.
Devin.
I'm going to close everything out by playing Farm Boy, the brand new single from Brady Seals. I want everybody to go and follow Brady on all the socials, get his book, and go to the Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival and meet him in person.
Yes, absolutely. Come on out. And you can check out me online, bradyseals.com, and you can see exactly where I'm going to be at all times. And God bless you, Devin. Thank you.
Love you so much. Hey, everybody. I'll be here tomorrow, New Stuff Tuesday, but be safe, be kind, and remember, most of all, you are loved. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Brady Seals will be out in just 2 seconds.
Don't you know I'd like to get your girl down on the farm, countryside, rawhide, arm in arm. Yeah. Whistling Dixie in a field of corn, thanking honky-tonk angels for the day you were born. Oh, yeah. And every morning when the rooster crows, I do my chores and I do yours too. Long to get to spend Saturday evening loving you. Wanna be your farm boy, play toy, redneck joy, barefoot funky freak. Wanna be your high hand. Yes, ma'am, I wanna be your farm boy, honey. You know I can earn my keep. Yeah, make me sweat. Ain't afraid to get dirty, baby, work like a dog. Milk your cow, chop wood, slop the hog. Yeah. Let your spring water fresh from the well, honey from the dell, wildflowers to smell. And every evening when the hoot out flies, I'll make you sigh, make you holler too. Ooh-wee, you and me in that Mountain Dew. I wanna be your farm boy, play toy, your redneck joy, barefoot funky freak. I wanna be your hot hand. Yes, ma'am, I wanna be your farm boy, honey. Make some noise with me. Funky freak, I wanna be your hot hand. Yes, ma'am, I wanna be your farm boy, honey. Baby, I'll earn my keep. I wanna be your farm boy, play toy, you redneck joy, barefoot funky freak. I wanna be your hot hand. Yes, ma'am, I wanna be your farm boy, honey. Baby, I'll earn my keep.
Nothing like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking an egg good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together like a silent Sunday sun.